And Nigeria's logistics, courier and transport sector is valued at 3 trillion naira, but experts in the field of courier and transport management say they're not getting the attention needed from the Nigerian government as the sector remains relatively untapped on a global scale. Well, joining us now is Precious AAJ, marketing manager at AAJ Express. Great to have you on the show. Good morning. Yeah, so we've seen the president talking about, getting our economy to a $1 trillion, dollar economy. We've been talking a lot about getting exports, becoming a producer nation, moving from consumer to producer. Looking at the logistics sector, at this point, is this sector ready to service that kind of economy?
Yes, thank you so much for having me here today. Yes, so that question is a yes and no. So to some extent, based on what we are doing currently, we are ready to take it on. But again, we need to also service some things, put some policies in place, put some structures, some infrastructure to be able to do that.
Right.
Okay. So currently, we are not doing so much in terms of export, and that's because we are not even consuming our own products, not talk of exporting. So a lot of times, you see people prefer things from abroad. And if we don't even change that mindset to start with, people should start developing interests and preferences for things that are made here. We can't even talk about exportation.
But at the end of the day, taking a product from point A to point B,
okay,
most of the times there are issues, with that. And sometimes, when you get to order stuff online,
yes,
there are issues when sometimes you don't get your products at a particular time you'd expect it. Sometimes you see the riders have to go in the wee hours of the night. What's the cause of that?
So there are a lot of factors to that, and I would start with the logistics industry also needs help. So a lot of times when we direct some innovations, some government interventions at some certain industry, we do not really consider the entire value chain. Take, for example, the agricultural industry. If we keep giving supplies to the primary producers without looking at the entire value chain, then we'll keep having the same problems. The middlemen will keep ripping them off. Logistics keep having issues from either the security agencies and things around. Even road infrastructure is another major problem that they always have. So if you're sending something from Ikeja to Badagry, for example, see the road infrastructure, and that could be a multiplier effect on the logistics industry.
And how are you guys, managing, all of that at this point? Because at the end of the day, the producer will need to get that product, to the consumer. Talk to me about, petrol subsidy removal. We've seen the price of fuel. How is that, impacting the industry at this time?
Okay, so I'll take your first question. I see your question as in two phases.
Right.
So the first, I feel like logistic companies should be consultants to their businesses. So a lot of times, when business owner comes to our store or any of our locations, we do a consulting, we do like a session. We even put some people on retainer. You send things 2 times daily for a week. You send things monthly. Let's help you reduce cost. And let's plan your route such a way that we don't have to incur so much cost and you have efficiency. Of course, the petrol subsidy has really impacted the logistics industry, so we're trying to cushion the effect by reducing the price to the final consumers. But of course, it's taking a hit on us. We're trying to reduce overhead as much as possible to stay balanced so that the final consumers do not take so much hits. And not just even the final consumers, the business owners. A lot of times, those that pay for the logistics are the final consumers. So if I have to buy a cup of parfait for 2.5 and they're delivering from Lekki and I'm at Ikeja, let's take, for example, it used to be 1,000 naira. Now it's 2,000 naira. I'd rather buy I'll just walk into a street. So it means the person at Lekki would have a reduced number of
clients. Lost business.
They've lost business. So we also protect the business owners by keeping the margin a bit low, so that they can also keep.
Because I've also tried to get cake delivered from say Lekki now.
Okay.
And they tell me delivery fee is about 10,000 naira. And I'm like, how much is the cake?
Why can't
Even
I
though
get
the cake
it?
is expensive, but
Why can't I get it around?
so what do you see, going forward? What would you like to see, in terms of policy to help this industry so the businesses can get, their products to the consumers?
There are a lot of things we can do, and we need to regulate the workers of the industry. Take, for example, a lot of logistic companies, almost all the logistic companies have issues with the gap between the riders and the company's management. So a lot of times people feel they can just do whatever they want to do. And we saw what happened when this popular, I wouldn't want to mention the name,
right,
logistic company had an issue with their founder, and you saw the riders take up the bike and sold them off. People ran away with the bikes, different things happening. So we first need a sensitization of some sort and a proper training, government-backed training, so that people can know that these people are just in business to serve people. They don't have a money-producing factory. They're in business. And if they run out of business, you would also be out of a job. So the sensitization amongst people not to be, there's this word I'm trying to find, entitled. A lot of Nigerians are entitled. We just feel that the company should be paying so much more than they're paying me, they're using me, not knowing that it's not even as crystal clear as you think it is. There's a lot that goes into logistics.
Right, I can imagine, definitely, and with the cost of living crisis, employees will want so much at this time. Thank you so much for coming on. Precious AAJ, Marketing Manager, AAJ Express. Thank you.
Thank you so much.